session on fluid mechanics and machinery laboratory. I am Satish H, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore. So in this lecture session, we are going to conduct an experiment on a centrifugal blower. So before going to understand what is the aim, and then what are the operators, and then what is the procedure, and then the calculations and conduction about the experiment, let us try to understand what you mean by the blower, and then where all the blower is useful in our daily day-to-day life. So a blower is a device which forces the air at the outlet relatively at the higher pressure, and then the higher flow rates and higher velocity. So basically in this device, air is taken at the inlet, and then you have a impeller or a vanes, okay, which can be of three kinds: forward curved vanes, or backward curved vanes, or radial vanes, okay, are mounted on a shaft, okay. So and then this shaft is driven by the help of electric motor. So and when this the vanes rotate, the energy is converted. That means the mechanical energy which is available at the shaft is converted into the fluid energy in the form of the velocity of the fluid, or increasing the kinetic energy of the fluid, okay. So this is the mean by the blower, what is mean by the blower. And then the blower finds its applications in various fields, okay. For majorly in the industrial applications, it finds its it is widely used. In daily life, you might have seen for drying the hairs, wet hairs, okay. So we use a kind of a blower, okay. So what we do is the air which is taken at lower temperature is heated, and then which is forced at the higher velocities, and then that will help us to drive the hair at very fast or in a faster rate. So and also you might have seen while cleaning this electronic equipments, you use this blower in order to take out this dust particles which is accumulated on that electronic equipment. So similarly, you can use this blower in the case of cooling purposes in the HVAC, that is heating, ventilation and air conditioning, okay. So in those applications, it has you can use this blower. So coming to the experiment, the aim of the experiment is to conduct the performance test on the centrifugal blower, and then to plot the characteristic curves. So this is the aim of the experiment. So and then the operators that we need is the centrifugal blower and then the stopwatch, okay. So now let us conduct the experiment. Experimental test rig to conduct a performance test on the centrifugal blower. So basically, so it can conduct a test on three kinds of vanes, okay. As I said while explaining the theoretical part, forward curved vanes as well as backward curved vanes, and then radial vanes, okay. The type of vane we are using here, the forward curved vanes, okay. So coming to understand this the experimental setup, so we have basically an electric motor. This blower is driven by the electric motor, if you can see here. So this is an electric motor, so which is driven like a blower is driven by electric motor, but through this belt drive here, okay. This is a belt drive, so which drives this blower here, okay. So and then inside this casing, so as I said, on the shaft we mounted this forward curved vanes, okay. So inside this casing we have a forward curved vanes, and then this is the inlet of the blower. So you can see this, okay. Here we have this inlet of the blower where the air comes in, okay. Air is sucked into this blower, okay. When those impellers rotate, a suction is created that draws in the air, okay. So and then after passing on the impeller, okay, the air goes out through this duct, okay. This is the outlet of the blower, okay, which is connected to a duct which is circular in shape, okay. So and then across this duct we have mounted this venturimeter, okay. The purpose of mounting this venturimeter is we need to calculate the actual discharge, okay, of the air which is flowing out of this blower, okay. So and then we have one more very important arrangement, at this point at the outlet of this duct here. Okay, this is called as a bowl valve. Okay, this is called as a bowl valve. So with the help of this wheel here, we can rotate this and then adjust the opening of this outlet duct. So through which we can control the discharge of the air which is coming out. Okay, so you can see here we have a scale here. Okay, so I can rotate it, and then now this pointer is at 0, and then I can like increase that, okay, in a linear scale. Like I can increase to the 1 centimeter, for example. So I am rotating, this is moving here, so now it is 0.5 centimeters, and then now it is 1 centimeter. Okay, so like this you can increase this the discharge, okay, with the help of this bowl valve here, okay, on the linear scale. So coming back to this panel, okay, so here of the centrifugal blower we have this energy meter. So why we need this energy meter is in order to calculate the input energy in the form of electrical energy. So we have a disk here. Okay, so one reading we have to note down is how many revolutions this disk, okay, so no, I am sorry, the number of time, that is in terms of the seconds taken for the 3 revolutions, okay, that we are going to note down here. Okay, so and then this is this controller, so which will help to switch on this blower and then switch off the blower. And then if you see here, there are 2 U-tube manometers are provided. Okay, so one is for the total head calculations and one more is for the venturi meter. Okay, so the manometric fluid we are using is the water here, and this is the left limb and then this is the right limb. So for the venturi meter as well, this is the left limb and then this is the right limb. Okay, this is graduated in terms of the centimeters here. Okay, so this is what the experimental setup of the centrifugal blower. Okay, so let us conduct this experiment, and then we will try to note down what are the readings, or try to learn what are the readings you should note down while taking the while filling up the tableau column. So this is first we have to start this. So using this green the button here. So now the blower is started. Okay. So if you come here, so you can see this energy meter, the dial is now it is moving. Okay, it is rotating. Okay, there is one pointer here, and then after this you have to start the stopwatch simultaneously, and then you have to record the time using the stopwatch. How much time does it take to complete the 3 revolutions? Okay, that is a one reading you have to take from the energy meter. Okay, this helps to calculate the input energy that we are giving to the blower. So and then here we have 2 manometers. Okay, so we have to note down for the calculation of the total head, and then the rise of the water in the left limb, and then the rise of the water in the right limb here. Okay, so now it is showing something somewhere at 6.5 centimeters. Here it is showing at around so 1 centimeters. Okay, so and then similarly for the venturi meter also you have to note down the readings H1 and H2. So H1 is the rise of water, that is a manometric fluid, okay, in the left limb, and then H2 is the rise of water, that is a manometric fluid in the right limb. Okay, so these are the readings what you have to take. And then one more important reading, okay, you should note down is, okay, the bowl valve opening. Okay, this is the first reading you have to set up, okay, before taking the other readings. Okay, so this is how much the valve is open, how much is the discharge. Okay, now it is the first reading is taken for 1 centimeter. Similarly, after taking all the other readings, you have to go for the 2 centimeters. That is by increasing the discharge, and then you have to note down the reading there. Okay, so this is the various the readings you should note down. So from the centrifugal blower experiment. So after conducting the experiment, let us look at what are the observations we have noted down, and then what are the tabular column, and then the calculations regarding this centrifugal blower experiment. The observations that we are made are, okay, so as I said, we have at the outlet of this blower is connected to a duct which is circular in shape. In order to measure this flow rate at the outlet, we have mounted one venturi meter. Okay, so in order to measure this flow rate, we need to note down the diameter, okay, that is D1, okay, diameter of the venturi meter at the inlet, that is D1, which is equal to 0.1524 meters. Okay, so also you need to note down this diameter of the venturimeter at the throat, which is equal to 0.0762 meter. Okay. So and then in order to record this, the amount of energy, electrical energy supplied to this electric motor, so we need this constant that is called as the energy meter constant, which is equal to 200 revolutions per kilowatt hour. So and then number of rotations of the energy meter, that is small n, is equal to 3. Okay. So and then vane shape, as I said before, there are 3 kinds of vanes that can be mounted on the like a shaft of a centrifugal blower. One is forward curved vanes, and then backward curved vanes, and as well as radial vanes. Okay. The one which we are using in our case is the forward curved vanes. So and then area of the venturimeter at the inlet and area of the venturimeter at the throat. So we know the diameter of the venturimeter at the inlet and then the outlet, D1 and D2 respectively. By you can calculate from the diameters the area, that is A1 is equal to pi D1 1 square divided by 4. That you will get it as 0.0182 meter square, and then the area at the throat, that is small a2, is equal to pi d2 divided by 4. That you will get it as 4.56 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meter square. Okay. So we need one more parameter, that is overall efficiency of the motor and then the transmission. Okay. The transmission we are using here is a belt driven transmission. That will be equal to the 0.7, and then density of the air at the room temperature. Okay. That is rho air, which is equal to 1.2 kg per meter cube. Okay. So these are the observations we need to note down. So for calculation purposes, and then we need to like the CD, that is a coefficient of discharge. Okay, since we are using the venturimeter, so in order to calculate the flow rate, we need this CD, that is coefficient of discharge, which is equal to 0.98. I'm sorry. So for the venturimeter. Okay, these are the observations we are recorded from the experiment. Okay, so coming back to the tabular column. So this is a tabular column we have. So this is the first column, gives you the bore wall, okay, in centimeters. Okay, so while conducting the experiment, as I said, in order to control the flow rate at which the air is flowing out of the blower, we need this bore wall. Okay, so that bore wall opening, okay, can be adjusted. Okay, so that is you can open it in terms of the centimeters linearly. That is, in the first trial we have opened it by 1 centimeter, in the second trial we opened it by the 2 centimeters. Okay, so we have the next reading is manometer reading, that is H1 in centimeters and then H2 in centimeters as well, that is the level of water. Okay, so we are using the manometer liquid as a water. The level of water in the left limb and then the right limb represented by H1 and H2 respectively, those are measured in terms of the centimeters. Okay, so difference we have to take HW is equal to H1 minus of H2, that is also in centimeters. This becomes 1.9 minus of minus 2, that means 1.9 plus 2 it will become, then it is 3.9. So that is also in centimeters. Okay, so then you have to convert that into the meter, HW in meters. What you have to do is you have to multiply like into 10 to the power of minus 2, that is 3.9 into 10 to the power of minus 2, you will get 0.039, that is meters. Okay, so after this you have to calculate the total head H in meter of air. Okay, so remember this is in meter of water, because we are using the manometric liquid as a water. Okay, here we have to calculate in the meters of air, because the working fluid what we are using is the air. Okay, so how to do this? Okay, coming here for the calculation, head in meter of air is equal to H is equal to rho W, that is density of the water, multiplied by the HW, okay, divided by rho A, that is the density of the air. Okay, we know that density of the water is 1000 multiplied by HW. Okay, that we will get from here. Okay, 0.039 here. Okay, so that is HW 0.039 divided by 1.2. We will get it as 32.5 meters. Okay, that value is substituted here, that is 32.5. So and then we have one more manometer which is connected across the venturimeter. Okay, so this readings view related to the venturimeter. Okay, so here H1, that is as in centimeter, H2 in that is also in centimeter. H1 and H2 are the like a level of water inside this U-tube manometer, so that are measured in centimeter. So H1 is 1.8 and H2 is minus 1.9. If you take the difference 1.8 minus of minus 1.9, so you end up adding these two numbers, that is 1.8 plus 1.9, you will get it as 3.7 centimeters. Okay, so again you have to convert that into the meters. Okay, this is 3.7 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meters. Okay, so you will get it as 0.037, so that is like h in terms of the meters. Okay, so next we have to calculate the differential H, okay, in a meter of, okay, A. Okay, so this is in terms of water. Okay, this is in H in meters of water, so we have to convert that into the A. Okay, so we will go back to the calculation here. So delivery head, that is like we are using this venturimeter to calculate that one. Okay, so m of air, okay, hd is equal to rho w, that is density of the air, multiplied by hd, okay, that is the differential head, and then divided by rho a. Okay, so as we know, so rho W is 1000 kg per meter cube, and then 0.037 is the HD, that we get it from this tabular column here, 0.037 here, and then divided by the rho A, that is the density of the air, which is equal to 1.2. So if you simplify that, you will get it as, okay, 30.8 meters. Okay, so that is substituted here. Okay, 30.83 meters of the air. Okay, so then next column we have is actual flow rate. Okay, that is Q actual. So normally the flow rate is expressed in terms of the meter cube per second. Okay, so in order to calculate the flow rate, okay, so we know that from the venturimeter's principle. Okay, so the formula which is used to calculate the flow rate is actual discharge is equal to CD, okay, times A1 A2 into square root of 2G into HT divided by under the square root A1 square minus of A2 square, where CD is the, okay, this is the value, coefficient, okay, CD of coefficient of the venturimeter, okay, and then this is A1 is the area of the venturimeter at the inlet, A2 is the area of the venturimeter at the throat. Under this square root we have 2 times G, G is the constant which is 9.81, and then HD is the differential rate. Where is this HD? So this is equal to, okay, so yeah, this is 30.83. Okay, so we have to substitute that 30.83 here divided by square root of A1 square minus of A2 square. A11, A2 being the area at the inlet of the venturimeter, and then A2 being the area at the throat of the venturimeter. Okay, if you substitute and simplify those values, you will get it as 0.113 meter cube per second. Okay, that is the discharge. So we are getting this. Okay, we are to write it in the tabular column as 0.113, that is in meters cube per second. Okay, so next the parameter we have to find out is the power output. Okay, that is measured normally in terms of the kilowatts. So the power output is equal to WA, that is weight density of the air, multiplied by the actual discharge, and then H divided by 1000. Okay, so here WA is, okay, this is 9.81 times the density of the air, that is 1.2, and then Q actually you have to substitute it from here, and then H you have from here, you have to take this 32.5, so and then divided by the 1000. If you do this, okay, you will get it as 0.043 kilowatts. Okay, that is the input energy. Okay, I'm sorry, that is the output energy that we are getting from the centrifugal blower. Okay, so the next value is time of energy meter, that is T in seconds. Okay, to rotate 3 revolutions of the energy meter, how much time is taken? Okay, that is measured in terms of the seconds. Okay, we have noted down from the experiment, that is 51.41 is the time in seconds that is taken for the energy meter to rotate, okay, 3 revolutions. Okay, so and then we have to calculate the power input. What is the power we are giving, okay, to the centrifugal blower, okay, in terms of electrical energy, okay, with the help of this motor. Okay, so that is power input is equal to N times, okay, so 3600 divided by 3 times T into Newton. Okay, so N is the, small n is the, from the observation you know that number of rotations of the energy meter, small n is equal to 3, and then multiplied by 3600, and then nu T. Okay, what do you mean by the nu T here? So this is the the overall efficiency of the motor and the transmission. Okay, that is nu Q is equal to 0.7, you have to substitute, and then K times T, okay, where K is the energy meter constant. Okay, if you look at this observation here, that energy meter constant is given by, okay, 200 revolutions per kilowatt hour. Okay, that you got to substitute here, multiplied by the time. That time is the, to rotate 3 revolutions, how much ever the seconds it is taking. Okay, for the first case, okay, it is 51.41 is the number of seconds it is taken to rotate that, okay, in 3 revolutions. Okay, so that you have to substitute here. After substituting, okay, you will get this, okay, that input power, okay, power input is equal to 0.735 kilowatts. Okay, so once you get the output power and then the input power, in order to calculate the efficiency, you have to divide them. Okay, so it's something like this: efficiency is equal to output divided by the input, and then this output is 0.043, and then the input is, okay, 0.735. So you will get it as 0.0585 is the efficiency. Okay, so if you multiply that with the 100, you will get it as 5.85. So I have written it as 5.85 is the percentage. Okay, so that is the efficiency of the centrifugal blower. Okay, so this is about the observations, and then the tabular columns, what are the readings you need to note down while conducting the experiment, and then the calculations in order to calculate the actual flow rate, input power, output power, and then from these values we can calculate the efficiency of the centrifugal blower. Now let us look at some of the probable viva questions in the which are related to the experiment, the centrifugal blower.